of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Blessings, welcome in my attempt to continue to not try and say big up in the intro of this video. Welcome in, big up. Sorry about the tardiness on the start time. I did run over. Wow, 23 minutes late. I'm so sorry. But let me say thank you and big up to Nate Pie, Jordan, the notification gang, checking in. Big up to y'all. Big up George. This guy, what the fuck is that? But big up everybody who was waiting. I appreciate y'all. Yes, we are nearly at 5K, y'all. We are so close. So close. I think about 40 subs now, 41 subs, somewhere around there, 45, 40, somewhere in that ballpark. We'll look into it. But how you doing? Welcome in. Episode 226 of the Untitled series. And big up to you. If you're here live with me now, big up to you. I hope you're having a great Thursday evening or Friday day for Australians. Good day, down under. How you doing? Look, there are a few things to talk about. There are a lot of question marks going into the weekend. There's a lot of question marks I have going into the weekend. But more specifically, I want to know how you're doing. That's my first question mark. Let me know how you're doing in the chat. As you know, I will say hello. Chewy is here. I am here. You are here. Hit a like. Hit a subscribe. My wife is very upset with me because of how long I ran on the other show. She's like, don't take too long on your show. So I'm going to keep this nice and succinct. Hopefully, I don't get too distracted. So big up everybody in the house. First and foremost, let me make sure. See, I'm not even sharing my dang Twitter things. First and foremost, from an Everton perspective, they're missing quite a few players. And we're supposed to be getting some players back, i.e. in the name of Odobert. So talk to me nicely. We better be looking good going into this weekend. I hope we're going to be looking good. There's a few things I saw online that I do want to go over in regards to the, as you know, I like to bookmark things. I like to keep my eyes and ears as close to the floor as possible, which they're saying a number 6 isn't going to happen. Spurs don't believe they can get one in this window. Now, I feel two ways about this. I feel as though it's a good thing you're not rushing it and just buying somebody like a Clement Longley or a Timo Werner to sufficiently stop a gap. But surely you got to be using that money for something. But, I mean, don't call me Shirley. Anyway, we'll move along. Let me say hello to the chat before we keep going. Big up Rick C. About to start. I'm so sorry that I was late. Big up Jacob. Enjoyed the show at Savage Channel. Let's start. Big up Brian. Appreciate you coming on over. Big up to Todd Spurs. Good to see you back in the house, my friend. Craig the Gecko Man is here. Big up Jacob and Chewy. Jay Kizza. Jay, how you doing? That's the new name in the chat. Says, here we go. And you know, here we
go. The new Magnum sandwich to noon minutes. The deal is finally done.
There you go. There you go, JK. Here we go. You asketh and you shall receive it. Big up Bader. It is a must-win game. They're missing 4 defenders. Actually, I had that on the other bookmark. There you go. There you go, Bader. Big up Bader. Hope you're doing well. I like this, Bader. You're here, and we disagreed. It's like, that's what it's about. And that's what I want to say, you know, before anyone starts commenting anything about Sava. Obviously, Sava and I disagree on a lot of different things, okay? So there's no need to send me clips like saying that he's mocking me like this.
Oh my God, cootie.
There's no need. Although it is funny that there's like a cootie, because it's not just me now, which if you don't know the origination of the cootie, it originated as a voice note that I sent to Staffy, the fraud himself. And he took that voice note and he used it to make fun of me. But here's the voice note. This is the clip that has been played. And of course I lean into it. And that's what Sava and I talked about is the joke and leaning into it. You know, I've always said here that just because you feel differently than me doesn't mean that I don't want to hear your opinion. I try to always be open and willing to learn. And I feel like although a lot of things Sava says about the club and the football team and Ange Postecoglou specifically, I vehemently disagree with, but there are still a lot of things him and I do agree with in regards to the club, ownership, board, yada yada. So for me, I'm gonna put it this way: like, I don't want people bad mouthing Sava just because he doesn't agree with you. Now, I know there are times where, from a content creation standpoint, we can act in a way as though things don't bother us. Oh, I'll just, like, Bader, I don't remember if I did this to you. And this is why when I saw you, it made me think about it. So I'm going on a bit of a ramble here. But Bader, this is what it made me think of was, I don't know if I did it to you, but sometimes when you're in the heat of a show and you're by yourself and you're reading comments and you're sharing your opinion, you can kind of get going, right? You can get like a train, like a locomotive or a snowball falling down a hill. You can start going and rolling and moving and grooving. And this is the part for me where sometimes I say things in the heat of the moment that I don't mean, or it comes off the wrong way, or I misspeak and it sounds a certain way. Those all happen to everybody. We as humans are susceptible to and prone to error. That is what we do as humans. That's why they have the term human error. So for me, I feel like, I hope no one has been so upset with me in something I've said when I'm going at them in the comments. Like Scott M., there was one time I did a whole show in the Wham Wham, the birth of the Wham Wham. Y'all remember the Wham Wham song? We all know the Wham Wham song, right? The birth of the Wham Wham was me and Scott having a disagreement about his opinions, his feelings, yada yada. And I feel like with content creators, it's no different. So when Sava and I are having a head-to-head, not a head-to-head, but I did a video, I think it was specifically my last live stream was talking about facts and how I hear facts. But again, maybe I should be more specific, and that's my fault for trying to remain aloof. And when you remain aloof, you allow misinterpretations and misunderstandings to happen with a situation. And that's what happened with Sava. That's what happened with that clip that I played for y'all. That's what happened. And this, again, I go on and on about cootie. So if you send me a video and it's Sava doing the cootie, I find it humorous. I find it funny. It made me laugh. People sent it to me. It is what it is. But Sava and I spoke about it. We have a private line of communication that we speak. So like when I talk about things publicly, I'm not always talking about Sava. And specifically the facts and stuff, the reason I brought all that up was because I heard Sava say it. I heard other channels say it. I heard another channel say it. I heard 3 different channels that I listened to were all saying it. So I said, let me look into it. And if Sava's the one that put these facts out, and then other channels are like, hey, Sava made this really good fact, and I'm going to use that because it supports my narrative and what I'm saying. And I do that with, bro, every show I go on to defend Kuti, at the end of the day, no matter what you say, I will always say, do you know more ball than Lionel Messi? Because Lionel Messi said he's the best defender in the world. That's all the validation I need. Now, some people see Romero and they think he's a bum.
And a bum, just a fucking bum and a fucking idiot.
But I don't feel that way. And that's the beautiful thing. But Sava and I have a lot in common. And one of the many things we have in common is we both want Tottenham to win a motherfucking trophy. Really, really bad. He wants it probably even more so than me because he's been supporting Spurs longer than me. So my view on Spurs, if I win another 20 years of no trophies, I might be to a point where I come across not rubbing people the right way all the time. And like, that's not the whole point of doing a show, is to please everybody. It's so you can say your opinion. And I like that Sava will say his opinion regardless of how everybody feels, because that's how I am. You know that if you subscribe to this channel. You know that that's how I operate if you've been here long enough. That I will always speak my mind. I will always say my truths. I will always say, no matter who has anything to say about it. And that's how the birth of a lot of clips and fun stuff happened. And, you know, again, the original video of Kuti 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 was to mock me, but I leaned into it. It's funny. It's a joke to me. Here it is. Kuti Kuti Kuti, can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me. I fucking love Kuti Romero. He's the fucking GOAT, and I hope you know. So people play that on channels, and it's fun. It's funny, and I like it. And I did sing that stupid little jingle because Kuti scored a goal, and I was fucking thrilled. And this is before I did watch-alongs. It was a voice note I'd sent to Staffy. So, like, for me, this is fun. I have fun. I try not to take myself too seriously. But that doesn't mean other people don't take themselves seriously. You know? I think people are always going to... there's something I said to him, and I was on stream with him earlier, so I definitely recommend you go to Football Heritage TV and look at his last live stream. I was on it with him. I believe he probably rated. There's 150 people here, so I'm assuming that he rated already. So big up to Football Heritage Sava. Like, we had a whole stream over there. He was talking about a lot of the abuse that he gets. And that when you continually get these no-face, no-name accounts that say awful, horrible things to you, I can see how you could build up a resentment. Now, I've been fortunate enough, for the most part, I'm about 95% immaculate vibes in the chat. And there's a couple little percentage of trolls. But Sava, his channel, his name, his brand, when he goes live, 300 people tune in as soon as he goes live. I don't get 300 people unless it's a redirect. I'm not trying to act like I'm some hotshot dude, but like there's levels to this, right? And I always try and see things from another person's perspective. And for Sava, I see it as though he wants success for his club. And then he's constantly told X, Y, and Z. And then on this other side, X, Y, and Z of really, really awful shit. So you start to build up this callus. You know, if you work with your hands a lot, like a mechanic, a plumber type, you build up a callus the more you work with it. The harder you work, the more you do it, the more harder that callus is. And so you start, like, I know Sava personally, he's not a bad dude. But there are times that Sava replies to a comment and I'm like, damn, that kind of sounds rude or condescending or like, and then I take a step back and I say, well, there are times that I absolutely have done that as well, but it's not blown up to the same scale because I'm not on the same, like, numbers wise level, viewership wise level. And I want some sympathy to be had for folks who are under more scrutiny. The larger you are, the bigger the magnifying glass is on everything you say, everything you do, yada, you know the rest. But the bigger you are, the bigger that magnifying glass is. That's just nature. And I wanted to say that. I'm glad I could say that in about 15 minutes, get that out, because there's no ill will between Sava and I. Yes, we disagree about football things, about Ainge things, manager things, Tottenham things, Premier League things, other clubs, player things. Sava and I can disagree until the fucking cows come home. But I'll tell you this much. I don't think he's a bad person underneath it all. And I always tell you, I only support good people. Why would I watch Sava, pull a bunch of facts from Sava's show if I don't think he's a good person? Underneath whatever disagreements him and I have, whatever frictions. Yeah, him calling me out on his show when I said, this is hilarious to me. He thought I was mocking him. I wasn't. But I said, this is funny to me. He starts saying, do you have the balls to come on debate? Then I get offended. Oh, he's calling on my balls. Why are we talking about my balls? And then, you know, but it's literally football. We're like, I feel this way about football stuff. I feel this way about, and that's it. And then at the end, it's still like, I want Sava to succeed in life. I want nothing but blessings and love for him, his family, and everyone he cares about. Because I hope people feel the same way for me. That's how I feel about people. If you're good people, I hope nothing but good shit for you constantly. We just disagree on Tottenham stuff. What is there to hate? The way he says it, delivery, maybe I'm a little bit softer, easier to say things, but we often agree on a lot of things too. So I want there to be balance. I always try to be balanced and open-minded. And the more balanced and open-minded we can be, then we can be better people. So whether you want Ainge out, whether you want Ainge in, whether you like Kuti or you don't like Kuti, it's all good. I've got Kuti shirt right back here. If anyone tunes in, they know how I feel about Kuti. So there you go. That's my spiel. But I know there's going to be like comments that a lot of people, he's a polarizing figure. A lot of people don't like such polarizing figures sometimes. For me, I've always been a human being that knows I can learn from other human beings' experiences, opinions. I don't always have to agree with it, but there's still things I can learn. So I just always try to be an open-minded person. That's my spiel. Anyway, let's get to the football. Let me say hello to the chat. Big up to Russ. Good to see you here. Fifth Elemento, Eugene, sup, Jacob? Good to see you on Savas, Yin and Yang. And that's what I'm saying. It's about balance, baby. Big up to Angelo Tyro. Play Casey and Sunshine Band song in your intro, Shags. Who's Casey and the Sunshine Band? Is that from Scooby-Doo? See, Sava's a tosser, in my opinion. You survived the Sava thing. I willingly went on to Sava. We had a long discussion yesterday, today, the day before. Sava and I talk, we're not strangers. We just don't agree all the time. Like, I don't know. It's not a beef thing. Again, I'm just saying, people sending me clips of Kuti from Sava. It's fine. I love it. Actually, I think it's funnier if Sava continues to do the Kuti.
Like, oh my God, Kuti.
I love it. I love it personally. So, and I like Sava. I think he's a great guy underneath whatever rough exterior or interpretation you have of him. Like Rick C, I could tell you don't like him. But I do. You don't have to like everybody I do either. So that's how I feel about it. If anybody cares, you got the first 20 minutes of this show because I think people get this idea and interpretation of you and like people you interact with because all they see is what you show live on air. And you don't always really see like behind the scenes. I don't always reveal the horrible shit that people say or have said to others that I've seen or have said to me. Some people know the things that have been said to me, but like, I do this for fun. I do this because I love my club. And I do this because I will always back my club in face of adversity like rivals and shit. I will always go on rival shows and talk my shit. And sometimes that's seen as embarrassing or whatever, but I love Paul the Hotspur hippie. He said it best. He's like, I'm in this to have a good time. Who cares if I'm wrong? Who cares who thinks I'm an idiot? I love Tottenham and I'm enjoying talking about Tottenham. So that's what it's about to me as well. And I know Sava loves Tottenham. You can't support something since you're fucking in your nappy sack. Is that what y'all call it in the UK? Your nappies. So let's just even if you don't like Sava, I would say it's still, this is the last thing I'm going to say. And then I'm definitely moving on. I see George has gifted a membership. Big up, George. I want to say thank you in a second. But this is the last thing I want to say about it, and then we can move on. Fuck, did I just forget my final thought? God dang it, what was I talking about? I forgot my last point. See, this is my fault because I got distracted by George gifted a membership here. Pick up George. It might hit me in a little bit, but it's just I just remembered. Even if you think like this, that, the other about Sava, like as a person, and you disagree with all of his opinions, I still think as a person, it is good to always hear the opposite point. Like, even if you disagree wholeheartedly with something, you can still do something to understand why that person may feel that way or why that is the opinion that's being held. That's all I'm going to say is just give it a shot. Because why not? Why not? It doesn't hurt to be a good person. It's absolutely free. Just like liking and subscribing. Absolutely free. Being a good person costs you nothing. Unless there's like a hobo that's like, give me all your money. And you're like, oh, I'm going to be a nice person. And he just robbed me, actually. That has happened to me in Dallas, specifically downtown Dallas. You just be careful if you're in downtown Dallas. If they're like, hey, can you help me? And then you're like, oh, I'm a good person, let me help you. And then they rob you. That has happened, so just be careful. George gifted 1 membership. Big up to George. And went to Kuva. What a guy, Kuva. Kuva, if you're around, man, you want to come chat, let me know. But here we go. Benito Sotelo gifted 10 memberships as well. Big up to Benito Sotelo. Let's see who got those 10 memberships. And I'm going to bring on a mystery guest. And no, it's not Sava, so it's not a mystery. But big up to Big B Wolf, AJ Bader. Big up, Donald Dickinson. I love that name. I haven't seen you in a long time, Donald Dickinson. But it's so good to have you back in the chat. I fucking love your name. Nick Brown, Dry Roast Peanut, Laura B, Destiny 5, and Henry 14 to go. Look, Thierry Henry is even getting gifted memberships. Ariel, the damn mermaid from Disney's getting gifted memberships. So come on now, talk to me nicely. And talk to my guest nicely, because I love this guy. It's the Hotspur hippie. It's Paul. I just referenced you earlier, and then
I did.
You manifested. You materialized.
I heard it, so I thought, oh, all right, he's desperate. Oh, come on.
Did you see the clip?
What clip?
Never mind. I was just asking. How you doing, Paul?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you? Feels weird.
We got Everton.
Feels weird. It's like the season's got going, but it doesn't feel like it's got going yet. For me, it's like, I did a stream this morning.
Waiting for the top to get blown off.
Yeah, like nothing's happening. Just, I want to get going, man.
I think if we would have won for sure your prediction, everything would have gotten going if we did 11-4. But even what I thought was modest prediction of 4-1, I think a 4, and we win would have at least blown the top off and at least made it feel like the boat is on the road, so to speak. Or the boat on the water makes more sense. But Paul, Everton coming up soon. Sean Dyche, low block, Dyche ball.
Injuries.
Literally just surviving ball. Are you not at all concerned?
What about? Everton? No.
Yeah.
Concerned?
Is it a must win for you? That's the question
headline
of the show.
No, I love this phrase. I love it, man. Must win. Or what?
Or the next 4 games look very scary.
But it's not must, is it? It's like,
to me, it is a must. I feel we must. We must go and bang a bunch of fucking goals. Or
what will happen?
Jacob is going to sit here and I'm going to take my ball and I'm going home. Yeah. I take my ball and I'm going home if we don't score a bunch of. I feel like in realist, 2 points out of 2 clubs in our first 2 matches that I predict to be fighting relegation. I would hope that we could have gotten 6 points out of that. Now I'm adapting to the situation. We've got 1 out of what I felt should have been 3. It's Leicester, newly promoted, but Everton. They've been barely surviving the last 2 years, you could say easily. They're trying to survive yet again. That's why Dyche is in there. So I see them as every point to them is shit house, a 0-0, they will. And it's definitely going to be them sitting back, and I'm worried about the creativity. I'm worried about, and I feel like it is a must win in the big picture sense and in the small picture sense. This is why I don't like to go over the top, Paul, all the time. I do sometimes, you know that. But all the time, I don't like to go over the top. What's that?
You've got to earn a living, man, You have to be at 100. You have to be a bit of, 110% when you're streaming. You can't just sit there and say hello and Jacob and,
hey,
hope we
please
win.
click a like and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it. We're about 50 subs away from 5K. So, Paul, how do you feel going into the weekend versus Everton?
7-0.
7-0.
I've toned it down a bit.
Okay, yeah, I noticed. We're not in the double digits, so we're doing something all right.
It'd be fucking 1-0 by the end of the season.
Well, no, what I like is the dedication to your gut instinct, which was that we were going to score 100 goals this year.
That's
And
right.
if your first two predictions were spot on, I think we would be well on our way. Now, in order to get back onto the track of your prediction,
if we got the 13 goals and another 7 this weekend, that was 20% done, isn't it? 20 goals.
we're 20% done with the goal, and we're 2 games in. So
Yeah.
it's a fantastic return rate. Paul, are you concerned about Brennan Johnson? What did you make? I don't think. I mean, I know I've spoken to you, but I don't think we've streamed together since the draw versus Leicester. What did you think? Like, this is my, I like to be very loosey goosey with my interpretations of players.
Right.
But there's certain players that when I watch them, they make me so angry. There's no loosey goosey.
Johnson's giving you the shits, is he?
Remember what I proposed to Harry Winks and Eric Dyer? I'm getting there, and I'm like, bro,
Whoa, really?
It's been 12 months, but
Wow.
he genuinely pisses me off when I watch him play.
Really?
Is there
Oh,
hope?
that's-
Do you see anything in him that you're like, yay? He got stuck in 3 times, and on the third one, he slipped over the ball, and he could have just kept
Wow.
running forward. I
I
just
don't
feel
know,
like he's
he's not-
scared still. Why are you scared? You're getting older. When I was 23, bro, I wasn't scared of shit. I was about to every night I went out on the town could have died. What am I scared of? This man's scared to run forward with the ball at his feet. I'm not asking him to skydive. Why is he scared?
I don't know. I still have hope for him. I don't know why, because I get it. I probably could easily be at the pissed off stage, but I don't know why. I'm just not. I still think he does a lot good. I think I'm the only one. But I mean, it was his cock up that led to the goal for Leicester City. Really, that was not good. I don't know. I think he was just in there as an incumbent, and I think he's going to be. I don't think he's going to be starting against Everton. I think we're going to see Kulu there, or maybe Odobert in the second half. You never know. Your boy. You seem. You
I
like
want Odobert in the first.
Yeah.
Start him over Johnson immediately.
Right.
Odobert to the moon. I don't know whether to call him Odobert, Odosquirt. I don't know. But what I do know is I've been seeing, they call him the French Pele. Now with Brian Hill, they called him the Spanish Neymar. They used to call Brian Hill the Spanish Neymar. So if they are any interpretation of what is to come,
well,
I'm
Oliver Skip,
concerned.
Oliver Skip is the English Franz Beckenbauer. According to
He was supposed to be our new
people.
Harry Kane.
He was the new
That's what they said.
captain
The
of
next Harry
Spurs.
Kane. Yeah, Jose said it, and I was like, Jose said it, bro. He's got to be right.
Yeah, I've got an Ollie Skip tip, and I think it might have come true already because I saw him sitting in the stadium against Leicester. Hair transplant, man, hair transplant. He's gonna suddenly
Blossom?
look like yeah.
Okay. Look at that. We got a hairy puss in
Hey.
the chat. Hippie. Everyone's saying hello to the hippie. Bring up that. Make sure I will be putting the link for Hotspur Hippie in the chat. Make sure you do subscribe. There it is. There's George. Appreciate that. Keep subscribing to Hotspur Hippie. And again, he'll always give you a heart on your comment if you leave a comment. But me, if you
That's
leave
all
a
you get.
comment on the video after it's posted, I will heart it. And about 80% of the time, I will reply. So that's a very good return record that you don't get out of Brennan Johnson. So, Paul, what is wrong with Brennan Johnson? Who made him scared? Who abused him on a pitch so he won't run forward when there's no... Bro, he was on his back. The guy was on his back. And he just, instead of just running forward, there's all the green. A stallion, a horse, a Mustang, so to speak, with a fucking run. Why is he scared, Paul?
I don't know. Maybe he's just holding back. Maybe.
Oh, like Superman when he was a teenager. He didn't want to show everyone he was Superman quite yet. Is that what we're saying?
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it.
He's
But
like,
Daddy, I can always.
But he's the
score-
Flash. He'd be the Flash, actually.
I can always score a touchdown, Dad. Well, son, I don't know why you came here, but I know one thing: it wasn't to score touchdowns.
Was that a Smallville quote?
No, that's Superman the movie. Fucking
Oh.
Smallville, me. God, you're such a fucking child. God, keep forgetting 1990. My God,
I was born. That's when I was.
I was a man. I was already.
Oh man,
Smallville.
Smallville. That was on when I was in high school. I was like, Smallville. I think middle school too. Hi, Jacob and Paul. Hi, Side Dancer. How you doing?
Hi,
Big
Side
up
Dancer.
everybody. Big up all the members in the chat. Big up the sponsors tonight, George and Benito. I'll make sure to shout y'all out at the end. Yes, thank you, bro. Oh, I did a show the other day, 2 days ago, and there was a lot of. I was running through comments of. I was like, the sky's falling, the wham wham. Which, again, for the record, I never said Sava said the sky was falling. I said Sava and others made me feel as though the sky was falling. That's what I said. So, but I was going through in Sava's and a couple other channels chats. I just screenshotted some comments and I was pulling them up with the wham wham track in the background. And I was like, this would have been a lot better. There was so many, Paul. The song looped about 3-4 times. And I kind of felt bad because I was like, I should tab over and like stop the song from playing. But anyway, look, hey, big up Safair. Come on now, like the stream, people. Big up my
I heard all that. I heard what you're saying about Sava earlier, and it's weird. Like, you know, like when you're doing a channel, I guess you do get stuck in your own head a little bit. I know I do. You know, not on purpose or anything like that. And so you sort of see other channels that disagree with you, and you sort of you're ready to get all straight away. That's what I do. But like me and Sava have had a load of trolls recently, and we just started talking to each other, and like fuck it, he's all right, really. You know,
yeah.
I don't agree with him much about football, so I don't think I'll be doing what you did earlier and go on his channel or anything. But you know, it's only football.
Again, that was the whole point. I don't agree with him, but it's only football. We both want to win. That's really Paul wants to win. I want to win. And I just think it's, I like to see if we could bridge the gap between fans saying, oh, well, you or this, or, you know, like there was a comment I pulled up from Sav. I think it was like, if you love Ainge, then you don't deserve success, or you get the club you deserve. I can't remember. I deleted it already. But it's just like, I think we could bridge that. I think we could bridge that gap between fans saying it's other fans' fault. And it's up to fans to bridge that gap. You got to be open-minded. Like Faz, 3-1 Spurs, he's not open-minded because his predictions never change. And that's what I love. That's what I love about Faz. I almost call him Faz Radfar. Why? Who's Faz Radfar?
That's Faz Radfar. He's taken the Radfar bit. He's gone incognito. Oh, yes, it's Faz Radfar 3-1
I just
Spurs,
had like a brain fart. I was like, wait, who's Faz Radfar? This is Faz 3-1 Spurs. I was like,
this is a different Faz. There's
do you
two
have like
Fazes.
a far out sound effect? Like, whoa, man. Like that was a...
I've got...
Oh, that kind of works.
sort of.
When it clicks, this is Faz Radfar. Bring. I like that. Big up, you guys. 2 of my favorite YouTube characters. Big up.
Hey.
We're characters, Paul.
Characters.
You know, like in a video game, you can select the character. Beep, boop, I punch, I kick, like Smash Bros or something. That's kind of fun. I am Faz Radfar 3-1 Spurs. There we go. Okay, so you're right, Paul. I am not losing my mind, in fact. But you mentioned this, Paul, so I'm going to pull it back up. Hey-o.
What's that then?
Injury up. God dang it. What in the hell? This is what I get for sharing a StreamYard
Fuck
with
the
Staffy.
duck. Fuck the duck.
It's because I share a StreamYard with Staffy. That's what I'm doing. So let me do this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, great.
Now we're tiny.
We're in a box.
Yeah, we're in a tiny little box. And this is the way...
It's
This is how whenever I play
United
Pro
States
Club,
of America.
like and subscribe. Oh, Jesus. As I said, I like to have fun here. All hail Odobert, Oda Square. We already know. I did see something on Twitter. Wait, let me go back. So, have you seen any of the training videos, Paul?
No.
That have been coming out of Tottenham Hotspur?
No.
Oh, were you afraid?
No, I just don't. I can't be bothered. So what have you got, Mr. 1990 social media finger on the pulse of today's generation? What happened in training? They're not rolling around on sponges and shit, are they?
Like a Navajo Indian with his ear to the ground. Such is Jacob with Tottenham.
Right.
So I was watching Odobert's first training. They released a video. Odobert first training. And he's banging shots outside the box. Boom, pow. They playing it to him. Boom, pow, boo, ooh. And I'm watching his highlight tape. He had like 2-3 of his Premier League goals were from outside the box. So fantastic. I was like, great. Now they released a video today. Instead of shooting, now he's squaring the ball. And I'm getting concerned because of his son. I've always said, I need more of the ping, pang, boom. Take the shot, son. You are the greatest. You are the GOAT. And I feel it. Now be him. And instead he says, here you go, James Maddison. You go be him. And I don't like that. I want my best players to be like they're the best players. So, what do you think? Should I be concerned with Odobert? Why he's not shooting at training? Or is it just he's training and I should just accept that that's a part of it?
Oh, I don't know what not accepting it means, Jacob.
You know what? I would say not accepting it.
Are you going to mobilize? Are you going to mobilize?
We're taking charge. We're getting over the bridge. We're on our way.
James Maddison. James Maddison.
Oh dear.
Marky Moore. Timo Werner.
Yes, Timo time. There he is.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you look down at all of your watches right now, if we are synced up, that is correct. Timo time.
That's
Oh
it.
my God. Sometimes this joke, when I can't effectively get through it, it's got me feeling like this. Paul, you should remember this.
Oh, that's it, man. That's a bad kebab at 2 o'clock in the morning, I think, that one. There he is. Timo time.
Archie Gray.
Vicario.
It's just
Guglielmo
Vicario.
Vicario.
Guillermo Vicario.
Rodrigo Bentancur.
Racismo.
Did you see the way he said it? I even put more flair on his name than he does.
Yeah. What did he say? Well, I missed. Well, I wasn't paying.
Rodrigo Bentancur.
Vicario.
Rodrigo Bentancur.
Bentancur.
Ange Postecoglou.
Ange Postecoglou is what I heard. Everyone always tells me it's not. Oh, jeez. Poor guy, bro. He needs
They got him looking at the camera. I'm surprised he's not looking down. Yeah, that's what he usually does.
Oh, yeah. That's what they're upset about, right? How dare he look down and
people
cough
going
this
on
foot.
about that.
Oh, there he looked down and coughed.
Oh.
Does he need a cough drop, or is it just like he used to be a smoker? I don't know. Hey, Eltel Raid, big up Eltel Cacarel. Come on now, big up everybody. Big up Lazy A. I'm not gonna read that out because I saw Buffalo CUM. Where was that? Big up Just a Harmless Potato. Little maybe just a cough drop I think would do for Ainge. But again, this is them pronouncing their names so we don't do it wrong. But honestly, I'm still going to call him Ainge Postecoglou. That way if he ever travels. Did I ever show you the photo?
In the wagon train.
There is a spot in downtown El Paso where Ainge and Texas meet. I showed you that, right?
Yeah.
That's how I knew it was destined for greatness. Because I was doing I don't remember what I was doing. I was looking for something, and then I pulled out. I was like, brr. Oh, no. Let's see what Ainge say. Ainge Postecoglou, mate. Ainge Postecoglou, mate. Oi, mate. Ainge Postecoglou.
Ange Postecoglou.
That's pretty close. Ainge Postecoglou.
Yeah, he almost fucked it up, I think. Postecoglou. Do you find that like there's a lot you can talk into these days. Like you can talk into your phone and search things, and I find whenever I'm doing that, though,
Succulent Chinese meals. I would love Ainge to reenact that skit, bro. Think about how funny that would be if we get your hands off me. Sorry, Paul, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Someone said a succulent meal and it distracted me.
Succulent Chinese meal.
A succulent Chinese meal.
Get your hand off my penis.
Sir, are you waiting to receive my left penis? Anyway, rest in peace to a legend. What were you saying before I so rudely interrupted you with a succulent Chinese meal? Well, since you forgot, I'll read it as big up Ryan Chastain with a super chat. Says, evening, Jay. Who would you like to see come in? And Sava don't deserve any of the hate he gets. People should keep their nasty thoughts to themselves. Much love. Well, the only part I'm going to disagree with you, Ryan Chastain, is maybe they shouldn't keep it to themselves. They should seek a therapist and say it to them. And then they will help them deal with those emotions. A professional, you know, if the car's broke, you go see a professional and they tell you what's wrong and here's how you fix it. It's usually more money. And a therapist is going to do the same exact fucking thing. So you go in there, you tell them what's wrong. They'll tell you, this is the problem. Here's how you fix it. And then you pay me more money and then hopefully you fix it. So that's the only part I'm going to disagree. But everything else I do agree. Sava doesn't deserve any of that. But who I would like to see come in, Ryan, I would like to see, I know it's not going to happen. I know it's over. It's like this girl used to be Jenny from the block. Now she left the block. She's in Barbados. But Abrechi Eze, talk to me nicely. Abrechi Eze changes everything. Abrechi Eze, him can't the come on, Abrechi Eze, and then we win the league, baby. Abrechi Eze, and I'm going full delusional. You give me Abrechi Eze, I'll brown envelope any message you want. Daniel Levy, Tottenham Hotspur. I'll say whatever you want. You give me Abrechi Eze. I was not desperate 2 months ago when I was like, I think I need me some Eze in my life. I just think he's a versatile player, can play many positions, should have forked out the cash during the Euros. That way, when he was finished with the Euros, he comes home to Tottenham and North London Lily White like he belongs. But instead, we haven't done, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. But more importantly, it's not what I would like to see come in, it's what I think will come in. And I think it's going to be a defender of some kind. Because our fourth option as Archie Gray, as a center back, is a little scary. Or Ben Davies. Equally scary. Fullback, our backup left back is Jed Spence. Our backup right back is Jed Spence. I would think maybe you go get another right back or left back or a center back who can do one or the other. Preferably a left-footed center back, so that way you have a left-sided backup. That would be in a perfect world if we're playing FIFA, but we're not playing FIFA. But big up, Ryan. Thank you so much for the super chat. I think that's the first time we've ever super chatted here on this channel. That photo looks crazy, Lord Rodney. As he's a top ball. I think that's Ali Gold shirtless? Or is that you? You look like Ali Gold.
No.
Oh no, okay. I just full screen. It's not Ali Gold, I'm sorry. I thought it was like a, you know, they have those meme pages where it's like Ali's face on like a model or something. That's why I'm so sorry, Lord Rodney. I was like, did that kind of look like Ali Gold? Ali Gold on the mind, because I was thinking of Brechi Eze, and he really, all my faith in him went out the window when I was like, any day now we're going to announce Eze. I heard we agreed to terms, and any day now. And then I get an update on my phone. Alistair Gold tweeted, the news you've all been waiting for, ... And I'm like, here we fucking go, baby.
It's going to be a big week for Spurs. Remember that one.
It's a Brechi Eze, bro. And I open it, and it was about the fucking hotel. It was an update on the hotel. And I was like, I lost my shit. I think that stream that day, everyone was like, Jacob, are you okay? Don't be so mean to Alistair Gold. But I was like, this motherfucker, he got me. It was like Scooby-Doo, you know? You pulled the mask off, and I'm pissed off at who was actually beneath it all. But anyway, sorry about that, Lord Rodney. That's why I was thinking Alistair Gold. I think my brain made that connection like that. Big up, AJ. A very new member, thanks to Benito Sotelo, says, hope you and the family are all good. We are all good. I got to keep this show running along, though. I am on a bit of a time crunch because I'm running over on everything. My wife's expectations of what I was going to do, I've already surpassed them. And you know what? That's what I like to say. I exceed expectations. So, Paul, what do you think of my Ainge? This is really important and pertinent Tottenham information.
Yeah.
Ainge Postecoglou. Wait, is that good?
It's brilliant.
Postecoglou.
It's brilliant. I thought it was him.
Rorio Bentancur.
Ange
Ange
Postecoglou.
Postecoglou.
Christian Romero.
It almost sounds like Christian Romero says Cuti Romero.
Christian Romero.
Cristiano Romero.
Christian Romero. Very nice. Yes, Bader. Cutie thumbs up. I love that photo. It's pronounced Eze. Everyone, Ezzy? Give me a Brecci Ezzy. I don't care how it's said. It's not Ezzi. It's pronounced Ezzi. Ezzi. We're gonna be here all night doing fucking phonetics. I swear.
Well, we need him in the green screen. That's what we don't. Why we don't know. If he did, if he was there, then
if he was, yeah, good point, dude. Yeah, exactly. See, this you're in 4K right now, Paul, and I love it. Richarlison de Andrade.
Richarlison de Andrade.
Richarlison de Andrade.
I thought he said Richarlison, the underage.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Who's that?
He sounds like Harry Potter.
Toby Jones.
Richarlison de Andrade.
Richarlison underage.
Bro, he literally sounds just like that actor who plays Harry Potter. Daniel Radcliffe. Oliver Skip. I'm a wizard heavy. I'm a wizard heavy. Celestio. I think that's the spell. Revelio. There you go. I need him to do
Paulo Backwardius.
Ben Davis. Brandon Austin. Radu Dragushin.
Radu
Pedro
Dragushin.
Pedro.
The way he said it the first time.
Radu Dragushin. Pedro Porro. Pedro Porro.
Dejan Kulusevski. Dejan Kulusevski.
Dan. So when I call him Dan, and everyone's like, his name's not Dan.
Who's this?
He literally just said Dan.
Who the fuck's this guy?
Kulusevski. Porro.
Pedro Porro.
Look at it. Dan.
What?
Dejan Kulusevski.
Dan.
Dejan Kulusevski.
Matt Wells.
Matt Wells.
Jamie Donnelly.
Matt Wells.
Jamie Donnelly.
Jamie Donnelly, bro. Okay, so Oliver Skip sounds like Daniel Radcliffe, and then Jamie Donnelly sounds like what's his name? The dude from Lord of the Rings. Jamie Donnelly. Jamie Donnelly. He sounds like Elijah Wood. Is Elijah Wood American?
Yeah,
I think
he's
he actually might be
American.
American. God dang it. Who am I thinking of? Watch.
Jamie Donnelly.
Jamie
Oh, Matt
Jamie
Wells to play.
Donnelly.
Jamie Donnelly.
Dominic Solanke. Jed.
Yeah, it's just fucking Jed.
Destiny Udogie.
Yes, man.
There we go. So okay, everyone said no. I might even just skip that one. Honestly, bro, I'm getting to a point where I'm getting viscerally mad. I need to be talked off a ledge, Paul. I'm being honest.
3 assists.
Yeah,
this weekend.
Give me 3 assists, Brennan Johnson. I'll be. Oh, Brennan Johnson, we got the wells. I promise. But until then, but officially, it's Destiny Udogie. He literally said Udogie.
Jed Spence.
Judd Spence.
Destiny Udogie.
Destiny
Udogie. There you go.
Udogie.
Destiny Udogie.
Brennan Johnson.
Brennan Johnson!
I feel like his parents should have sent him to boot camp, toughen him up. You know what I mean? Give him the old boomer. I'm sending you to camp to become a man. I don't want to be a man, daddy. And he's like, whoosh, you go to boot camp, boy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Brendan
I
Johnson.
feel like he needed that, but a little bit toughening up. Maybe he's like, he should have been. I just struggle. Like, why is he so soft? He looks like a cup of coffee that's been sitting out and it's just real soft. He's got
looking.
a
scar. He's got a Tottenham scar on his head.
Yeah. Maybe that's where his whole career got derailed. Boom. Concussion. Now you're not thinking straight. Now you're timid.
He's all wobbly.
Yeah, maybe I forgot about that. He did take a bang early on, and then he was like, "What's up with it?" Maybe that's where we went wrong. You know, one too many bangs to the head. Big up Ryan Chastain with another super chat. Says Jay and Hippie, how many trophies can we get? I don't
4.
think we can even get on, and we end up being 6th or 7th. I don't think we can get 1, and we end up being 6th or 7th. But what are your thoughts? I will go first, and then I will end it off on Paul because that's going to be like a rocket ship to the moon, baby. I think realistically, there's 1 that we can win, 2 that we 1 that we should win. I'll put it that way. 1 that we should, and that's the littlest one that I will fucking tattoo it on my fucking body. I'm so hungry for it. Nom, nom, nom. Let me eat. Eat that Carabao Cup. I'll fly to the UK and eat it if we could win that Carabao Cup. I would like an FA Cup the most, probably, because I feel like it's the most realistic. But why not both? Let's do a domestic double. Or Europa in 16th. I'll take that as well. I'll take any scenario that ends up with us lifting a trophy. Except if we did get a Carabao Cup, I would hope that we could get at least top 10. FA Cup, at least we get top 10. But Europa, I really don't care. If you win Europa and you get relegated, do you still get to play Champions League the next year?
I think so.
It'd be interesting. So those are my scenarios. But realistically,
Relegated.
I think 1 to 2 is absolutely realistic with the level. Bro, United won both of the cups I've mentioned in the FA and the Carabao Cup. They've won them in both their years with Ten Hag. And I rate Ainge more than Ten Hag. I rate our squad more than Ten Hag. So it's not out of the realm for me, I think, to say that it's realistic that we could. Now, do we is another question. But Paul, fly me to the moon.
Well, we've won the Europa Cup twice before, so we're due for another one of those. So we'll have that one. And I don't care about the Carabao Cup. I want the FA Cup and the Premier League. Why not? But I think the Europa League we got a good chance in. That would be nice for me.
Okay.
And finish high up
Fair
the
enough.
league as possible.
I like that. Europa, and I will not care where we finish in the table. We could lose. I really don't mind. I'll be so honest. But big up Eltel Cockerell says, good evening, Jacob, and good morning, Paul. I hope you're both well. Come on, you mighty Spurs?
I reckon that's mighty, yeah.
Is that what the MS is for? It's not like multiple sclerosis? The MS doesn't stand for multiple scoliosis or sclerosis? Hello, all in the chat. Hello, Eltel. Good to see you now. Hayden Hackney is ours. Who's Hayden Hackney? Hey, happy Destiny Doggy Day to you too, my friend. Wait, I got the clip. There's so much shit I've got uploaded that all the things are buried. But happy Destiny Doggy Day.
Oh, yes. Oh, Destiny Doji Day. Hey. Idiots, man.
Big up Lee Gunner. He just hit 100K the other day, and he helped Saeed TV hit 100K today. So that's very nice. Let's see how we say Hyungmin Son's name. Or excuse me, as he would say, Son Heung-min.
Son Heung-min.
Do you think he's washed, Paul?
Do you think he's what?
Washed. Like Dunsky. Like you're like the...
Oh,
let's
no.
say,
I've been hearing that bollocks. No. No. What the fuck? I swear
some say he's washed like the iridescent logo on your Awaken.
No. So I swear, it feels like I'm watching a different game of football to some people sometimes because I heard this, Son was missing. I thought Son was fine in the game. What was wrong with it? He's as good as anyone else. No, he's not washed up. I've seen players when they get leggy and Son's nowhere near it yet. Nowhere near it.
For me, I feel like I liked some of the stuff he did in the first half. Could have done more, but wasn't awful. And then I feel like the second half he kind of disappeared. I don't think he's done. I don't ever subscribe to my best player being done just like that. But I do worry that he's just not... I don't know whether it's Ainge saying, hey, you've got the ball in the perfect Son Heung-min spot that everyone's seen you score on your favored foot, which to be honest, both feet are 5-star. But his right foot, you could say a slight preference, sure. But there was an opportunity in the first half, and I remember getting very upset. He had oodles of space. The man had to either play him or Madison, and he started to drift towards Madison, and he had space outside the box to have a shot. And instead, he played it down the line to Madison, which seems like the safer bet, the more inclusive bet to like get everyone involved. And I don't know if it's the captaincy that's making him want to share the sugar. I don't know if it's confidence. I don't know what it is. I don't think that it is he's falling off. I think my assumption of what it is the weight of the captain's armband is causing him to want to involve everybody more. And I'd rather him be selfish because I think he's the most talented player on the pitch at all times. But maybe I'm wrong.
Sure,
there was a moment when Lucas Bergvall was doing a beautiful job in the midfield, the build-up play, and it got distributed out to Son with good amount of space to his left, and he had a really, really bad first touch. Was he tired? Yes. By that point, he for sure was tired, but I don't know. Yeah.
What about Sons and Madison Porro goal? You know, so it does work sometimes.
He was also linking up with Destiny very nice
very nicely, yes. In fact, so well that I think that's what led to our goal, because they all thought that he was going to play the ball through to Udogie, but he used his brain, saw Madison.
Yeah, but Udogie still made that run because we had done that about 4 or 5 times prior, and we had laid it off to him. So, you know, I think when Dominic Solanke's feet are well grounded, which I want to ask you about him next, because for me, Paul, I thought he went down kind of soft 3 times that I can remember. Dom Solanke. I'm not as upset with the shot, that one clear-cut opportunity that he got, that one that I can remember, where he got an opportunity to get his shot off in space. I mean, not a lot of space. The dude was right on him, and he shot it right at the keeper instead of going near post, which looked very easily to do, obviously on replay. But I'm less upset about that shot straight at the keeper than I am about him falling in the box, because I thought one of his strengths was being strong in the box. What did you make of Solanke in his first?
I thought he was fine. I thought he was a good pain in the arse. Yeah, he had that one shot, and he had a header as well, didn't he? Which wasn't bad.
It was kind of I don't think he timed it well.
It was good that he got there to get the header, really. And that's what I liked about what he seemed to be in the right position. He was a pain in the arse. And I think that was one of the reasons Porro got his goal as well, because Solanke's fucking with the defenders. So I think it stopped us playing horseshoe. I think our problem against Leicester was we were doing one too many passes in the box instead of around the box. No one really wanted to have a go. I didn't really see much of Solanke falling over. I'm not that annoyed with it. If that's what happened, I think he's going to be good.
It's interesting you say that. Big up Anthony Clark. Big up Jacob from across the pond. Big up. Appreciate the support. There's an Arsenal fan coming on over supporting, hitting the like. Look, that's why Spurs fans gotta support each other out here. But I saw this on Twitter, so I bookmarked it. God dang, this basically these are the stats. And you mentioned touches inside the box, passes inside the box, and I agree with you wholeheartedly that maybe just have a crack at it. Fuck it. You know, just shoot the damn ball. It's kind of how I feel about it. But in the Premier League stats in the opening weekend, possession, we were second with 70.7%. No surprise there, really. Touches in the opponent's box, 60. We were first. We completed the most crosses. Second most in shots on target. But 1 goal scored.
Yeah.
And
that was the problem.
So this is my opinion, and I want to know how you feel about it. With these notes, as we just hit an hour, hit a like and subscribe. We'll have to wrap up very soon. So I want to try and squeeze as much grapefruit juice as I can from this down under, this wonder from down under. How about that? Look at that. Have you ever heard that one before? The wonder from down under. The one. The only Paul Hotspur Hippie. Is this an indication of the tactics setting us up to create chances and the players not executing? Or
our naive tactics, which got us up the other end of the pitch so often, but we didn't pull the trigger properly.
You see why I phrased the question in such a way.
I know.
I'm getting good
I
at this
know.
Katie Kirk shit.
Yeah.
She better watch out.
You bloody led me right down the path there, but to where I wanted to go. Because this is the thing, I hear this about, the tactics. Well, if they're doing it right, it doesn't matter if Leicester City scored 2 or 3, because we should have scored 4.
It should have been 3-0 in the first half, in my opinion, and it was only 1-0.
So what do people do? People want more balance, you know. They want more balance. They don't want us to be so gung-ho. So what do you want then? So us to get less chances that we don't put in the back of the net, and the other team to give more of the ball in our half. That's what would happen there.
I feel like we did a damn good job of controlling things in that first half. We dominated. It was our will. We dominated in a way like, okay, so don't go going crazy when I say this, but like how you see City dominate a lesser opponent on the ball and in possession, and every time that they had a counterattack, we stuffed it immediately. Or they had that 1-2, then immediately.
Well,
that's my point.
Ones. That's what I was picking out during the game. They were trying to do 1-2s, but it was just one, and then we get the ball.
Because the 1-2 passes were cut open. And I was like, man, this first half, we are really stopping that second pass and even stopping it at 1. And I was really impressed with that. Like, that first half, if you could duplicate it, and be more efficient in front of goal, I think, bro, the tactics got me, how do I say, more horned up than a horny toad. Now, if you don't know what a horny toad is, do you have horny toads in Australia?
Probably.
They're like if you know, they're like a lizard, but like a toad with spikes on it, and they're dangerous little fuckers. But really, like the tactics got me. I don't understand why people feel like the tactics are letting us down in some way, or it's like naive, or we're not doing the right thing. And they talk about tweaks and adjustments and this and that, and I saw tweaks and adjustments to the way that players operated. Now, maybe it was his fitness why he wasn't doing it. Maybe. But when I take a step back, I thought Destiny wasn't pushing forward or central nearly as much as he had been last year. Last year, he was up in the middle, almost like a back, like a false 9 position at times, tucking right in behind the striker and becoming almost a second striker at times. He was really getting in a lot of positions where I was like, wow, that's crazy for a left back. And he did it a couple of times, but it was a lot of times in our build-up play, if it wasn't on the left-hand side, he wasn't pushing up. He waited to push up until the ball was worked off that way, and then he was playing those 1-2s with Son. I feel like it was almost like just hang back a half beat, a little bit of adjustment. You know what I mean? And I think that is why in the first half for me, Fatawu wasn't doing shit. He was their best player, sure, but he only had one moment against Destiny, I remember, in that first half. Where I was like, he got you.
Yeah.
But there was about 4 or 5 chances where I felt Destiny got the better of him. And then there was once where he kind of won the ball, turned with it, and the guy won it back off of him. I think that's the time I'm referencing. That was poor. That was showing of a guy who's not at complete physical fitness and peak output, because a 100% Destiny Udogie does not do that. He just came back from a very serious surgery, so I give him a little bit of a break there. But again, that first half for me, all the indications are there that like we should and could dominate. We just didn't score enough fucking goals, man. We did all the other shit. We did the hard shit, stuff. Just not the final part. And that's the part that really frustrated me after the game, Paul, was just felt like that first half. I mean, you look at any measurement of that game, like momentum charts, it shows you 3
momentum charts.
I know. I said it on purpose for you. And look, I said it on purpose for you.
What the fuck?
I'm going to show you this momentum chart.
Oh, God.
So right to the side of your head, all those blue bars that are going down.
Right.
Think of it as like a timeline on your editing table, Paul.
The
beginning is 0 minutes, the end is 90 minutes.
I get it.
Well, you laughed at it, so I thought, hey, let me. I don't want to condescend. I don't want to talk down to you. I don't want to sound like I'm explaining things that are rudimentary.
Really explain it to me.
But look, there's a goal here. My really simplistic way of looking at it, Paul, a goal right here when there's a large spike. there's a lot of large spikes here. So give me one goal with all these large spikes here.
One goal in there, and that's it.
And
You've
then one
done it,
goal
haven't you?
with all these large spikes right before the end. That's all I'm
Yeah.
asking. That's 3 large spikes that you should have scored. 1 or 2 goals should have happened within this. At least 1. Should have been minimum 2. I'm saying 3 because look at this. This is them. A little and an even weaker.
And one near the end of full time as well. Stick another goal in there. There was a bit of a spike there
Here,
as well.
Before they score, we were starting. Then they score. Right after they score, boom, big spike.
Yeah.
And then that's when they dictated play, and you can see it here. This is when they were running shit, and we were all like, "Oh fuck, come on!" They scored. And that's when Vardy had a chance. They could have gone up 2-1. That's where the warning signs are for me a little bit. But overall, I looked at everything like that. I was thinking harshly that I felt like if we're just that little bit percentage more efficient. This is a whole different ball game. The mood around Tottenham is completely different heading into Everton. And it's those little fine margins, Paul, that I think is the difference. And that's what sucks. Because I thought we were on more stable ground. And I think Ainge, the fan base, we're all on a little bit thinner ice. But this is a digital viewpoint.
Digital, yeah. I heard
the stadium's not like that.
No, that's right. The fans at the ground were all up for it. So at the King Power Stadium. So I think that's the important measure, much more than Twitter, because it doesn't matter if we would have won 5-0, there'd still be murmurings on Twitter about something like, oh, it's only Leicester City. If we play like that against a good team, they'll rip us apart and all that sort of stuff. So I just ignore all that. I thought it was. In some ways, it was a bit like last year, loads of chances, but not as many goals. But I think the causes this year are a bit different, and I think they're much more fixable because we got Solanke in the middle. We got a proper number 9.
I have high hopes and high expectations for Dominic Solanke. I'm going to be really honest. So, Paul, I know we felt very confident. And this isn't the preview show, so I don't need like a whole in-depth preview unless you want to give one. But if for some reason, Paul,
don't you bring a cloud around my silver lining. Don't you piss on my rainbow. I can feel it.
I was watching. All right, there's a movie called Twister, and there was a sequel recently released called Twisters.
No, there's not. There's not a sequel. Why would you make a sequel?
Yeah, it just came out. You don't believe me? The Twister
No,
sequel?
I do. No, I do. I believe 2024 is that devoid of any original ideas.
All right, you ask us and you shall receive it.
Twisters.
They put an S at the end. That's a sequel. I watched it, and
See,
their whole thing was...
they missed the trick. Instead of calling it Twister, they could have called it like Twoster, TWO. Like,
Twisters, yeah.
Twister.
But see, the first one was Twister. This one's Twisters. So I think that I don't know.
How's that
and
work?
it had nothing to do with the last one. There was no correlation with it. Was like it's its own standalone thing. So really, they just remaked it, but not as a sequel. So it's kind of lame.
Well, you can have
but
more
my
than
point
one
in bringing this
Twister.
up.
But
There
you
was
can't do
several.
that.
Oh yeah, there was. It was super.
All
super
in the
storm
same-
times.
But that's not how weather works.
Well, and apparently in Oklahoma for Hollywood, yes,
okay.
it does.
Okay, fair
This
enough.
is how Hollywood views Oklahoma because it takes place and that strip right there in the Midwest where it's all flat. It is Tornado Valley. That is a true thing, and there are times a year where it's like extra spicy. But my point in bringing up the fucking Twisters is their whole thing. This whole movie, I watched it. Did take me a few days because I fell asleep twice, but their whole thing was like, we got to understand the tornado so we can prevent and stop the tornadoes and save people.
What,
you know?
Let's all just blow in the right way. It might counteract it. Or
Yeah.
maybe just set off some dynamite in the middle of it. Maybe that would
Spoiler
work.
alert, Paul. I don't know if you're going to watch this movie. The way that they stop the tornadoes is with the same material that are in diapers. They just send shit tons of it into the air and it kills a big super tornado. Fantastic ending. But my point is, they were trying to figure out how to tell the warning signs. And I'm going to be real honest. I was like watching Brennan Johnson doing his own form of a tornado on the ball, and then he fell. And I was like, is this the warning sign? But again, I just watched the movie, so it was really fresh on my mind.
Like what's that movie? You'd know this because it was after 1990. Is it Final Destination?
Oh, I love Final
You get the little clue that something might be about to happen.
Yeah, I'm the guy that woke up from the plane dream.
Right,
and I told everyone, stop, get off the plane. And they didn't,
Johnson
and then they all
the
blew up. They all blew up on the plane. It was crazy. Great movie. My wife and I were actually just talking about the whole series, or it's a franchise. There's like 6 or 7.
So someone's done a video, Final Destination, all the movies explained, and I actually watched it. And he does manage to explain it by the end. All the rules.
Because
it's
I
quite a
stopped
good
after
video,
2.
actually.
I stopped after Final Destination 2.
I've done the whole lot, man. Whole lot.
Yeah?
Man. Oh,
I'll have to do it then. All right, well, Paul, the cinema snob, is recommending all the Final Destinations.
Right.
Did you do all the Saw?
If you, I've done Saw up to.
I
6.
stopped at like 4 or 5 or something.
I stopped at 6. It got too convoluted.
Yeah, it was like.
And I don't like, and it's a bit torture porn. I don't like torture porn. I like horror and I like goofy gore, but that's a bit.
I like thriller puzzles, like mysterious thriller. Like, I like that genre, horror.
Well, hey, look,
That's
if
all
you
cool.
like,
but when it's just like watch this, okay, you've done this in every movie so far.
Yeah, I've
the
got
first
a hook
one
in
was
my
great. The
eyeball
first
or something.
Final Destination and Saw, the original ones, were fantastic. This isn't a movie channel, but
look, if you like,
I love talking cinema.
If you like the first couple of Final Destination movies, they're all the bloody same. I think they're all fine. You know.
There you go. And speaking of they're all fine,
I think my favorite horror franchise is probably Child's Play.
Ooh, Chucky.
Chucky.
That shit used to scare me when I was a kid. When we would stay in hotels, I'd always check under the bed and shit to make sure he wasn't going to slice my Achilles tendon, because I remember that was one of his kills. He goes, he was hiding under a couch or something. He's like a little prison inmate just running around shanking people, little fucker, and he was strong. Scary shit, dude. That shit scared me.
It's good fun.
My favorite.
It gets goofier and goofier.
Probably Scream. I love Scream and and it was like so meta at the end. They started like referencing, in the Scream world, there was a movie called Stab referencing the first Scream. And then it was like a copycat. And I like the intricacies of it. They maintained most of the same cast throughout until the very last one. That's where they pushed out Sydney, the original, the main lady, from the very first one, who was like the mainstay. I think her name's Sydney something. But Chucky scared the fuck out of me. Look at that. Someone unsubscribed. But I did pull this up on purpose to show. Look how close.
Hang on a minute.
They were like, bro, go unsubscribe. Come on. Go unsubscribe.
Here we go. Whoa. Here we go. How long does it take to go down?
Let's see. We're about 12 seconds, 13, 14.
Oh, no,
we went back up. Yeah, there we go. But look how close we are to 5K. And the longer we stay with more subs than Paul, he's contractually obligated.
Yeah, I know. I'm stuffed, I know.
Anyway, Paul, I could go on longer. I mean, I could personally, but I do have to end the show because my wife needs a break from these damn kids. But there it goes.
There it goes.
Oh, it goes back up. See, there we go.
Oh, what?
No. Unsubbed for bringing up Chucky. Oh. Hey, look, 2 people subscribed. Look how close we are. Big up. But look, did we finish listening to everyone's names? You know what? I'm good. I'll leave it at Sonny. Jutsu the Bell left. Did you know?
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't really know much about him, so I can't.
Look at my phone.
I can't say if that's good or bad.
You see that?
What are my subs up to? I'm just having a look. My subs always go down when I come on this channel.
Hey, Jacob.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, I know your phone was all fucked up. But
It is. It's strobing in my eyes like a disco.
Okay. Well, we're about to draft your pick with draft tonight, so I don't know. I didn't see you reply to any of those messages. So.
Yeah.
Make sure you know you're up in a minute 30.
Oh well, I'm not. Yep. Yep. All right. I'm live right now, and
Yeah, you're live now.
140 people are listening to you right now.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Hi.
Yeah. This is Corbin. This is Corbin Perkins, y'all. He's. But I do have to end the stream anyway, so I'll be there in a little bit. But I mean, it drafted AJ.
You're about to.
Fuck. I don't want AJ Brown. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Bye. All right, y'all. That's going to do it. And my wife's texting me saying she's about to run out of time. My kids are sleepy. I got to run it over. But look, Sunset Bell is leaving for Cordoba FC, which is a tourist destination in Spain. So congratulations to him. I thought we were getting the Drogba regen that they sold me on, but we are not. Let me say thank you so much to George gifting a membership to Cuva and Benito Sotelo with 10 gifted memberships. Thank you so much for y'all sponsoring. Sponsoring tonight. Ryan Chastain with the double sponsorship. I appreciate all that, my friend. Thank you very, very much. We are very close to 5K. Pro Clubs later tonight on Staffy TV. That is right. Pro Clubs will be on Staffy TV tonight, so tune into that. I don't know at what time. I think 10 p.m. Eastern. So in a little while. But big up to everybody who has liked, subscribed. The poll in the chat, the results go as such: 132 votes, and there's not over 100 likes, so you're actually frauds for that. But the results go as such. What are your thoughts on Everton versus Tottenham? Tottenham have to and will win, says 73%. That's where I'm at. We have to and we will. We must and we shall.
Must
and
win.
And then 15% say not must win, but Spurs will win. I think that's Paul. It's not a must win, but we will win. I like that. And Everton Daesh Masterclass incoming for 5%, and 5% says mid team's going to draw. So love that. 10% shared amongst the not happy votes. So there we go. But big up everybody. Shout out to those who did like, subscribe. Shout out to everyone who did subscribe from Football Heritage TV. Make sure you do subscribe to the Hotspur Hippie. If you're watching this back on playback, then make sure you click the link. Look. A few people subscribed and unsubscribed. I was just watching it go up and down. But big up to everyone who's helping us reach that milestone. We are now 30 subs away from 5K. And how fantastic is that? So we will see you on the next one. Maybe tomorrow, maybe not. I don't know. Got to hit the notification bell. Until next time, stay blessed, stay fresh, up the lads, and come on, you Spurs. This is where Paul's got to do the echo. Wah, 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 wah. Spurs.
Spurs.
United Spurs of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before. Get some cups. Why did you do this to me? Pop in the car. Get some cups. For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Oh, that's a nice headlock, sir. Oh, yes. I see that you know your judo well.